All right. Welcome to stream, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome in, Floppies, Mantis King, Jar Guy, Alex, Bluey515. Made it, and I'm glad to see it. Hey there, Megla. Welcome in, Mystic Morgan. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Cryophobia. Welcome back. Alright, there we go. I'll be doing a little bit of rigging today. By the way, in between this stream and last stream, I figured out the barnacles. So now we got barnacles all over the place. Look at that.
Green.
Beautiful. Green, so true. Thanks for the 5. Give that a little heart. So we got dynamic barnacles placed, which is nice. We got a little bit of green on his head, a little bit of seaweed, which if we go back a couple frames, it does simulate. Well, hold on. Because that was killing my PC. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It flows. Gonna be a nightmare to rig that, but you know what? That's a problem for later on. For now, we just gotta get the main rig set up. Mine, I'm gonna start work on audio, original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Series 2. Also, that thing looks badass. Appreciate it. What's up, Megla? We're just doing a little bit of rigging today. Records 26. When's the next episode coming out? I'll have some information on that at the end of stream today. For now, let's just do a little bit of rigging work. I hope I remember, because it's been a while since I've rigged something. I'm hoping, because I remember it's kind of a nightmare to do Frankenstein rigging with human, or not human rigs, with Rigify stuff. But let's just see what we can get away with. Snap cursor to world origin. It usually only really becomes a problem in like the face area. Armature, Rigify, human. There we go. Yay, rigging. I know, it's so fun. It's gonna be so good. Alright, let's get viewport in front. So that is a tiny person. If this were actually to scale, that would be a little insane. Although honestly, it could be to scale. That would justify the Antarctic Godzilla name. So, you know. Love your work. Appreciate that, Mantis King. Alright, for now, I think all we want from this... I don't think we need the legs, because he doesn't have legs. So we'll get rid of these. Delete them. Don't need... Hold on. Let's zoom in on everything. Don't need these bones, I don't think. So I'll delete those. And then we can stick with all that. The head's gonna have to change, though. Is this the one? No. It's this one that everything's parented to. So we're gonna delete all that. Grab, grab, grab. Grab. And delete. There we go. Alright, so that's a good basic rig to start with. Or maybe we can... Hold on. If we also add Rigify, animals, wolf, because it kind of has a wolf-shaped head. At least somewhat wolf-shaped. We got this, and we just delete everything but the head. Do that, do that. Not that. Delete, yes. Okay. And then we'll... Which bone is this? This is a spine bone, we don't need that. Okay. There's the face bone. How big are you expecting your character to be? Well, I expect it to be decently big. We could probably decide on actual sizing once we get the rig done. Maybe set it. So if I were to use this rig here as like human sized, it's probably gonna be maybe a tad smaller. Although honestly, we could keep it at the scale that it's at. I wouldn't have a problem with that personally. If you're able to give Mackenzie, AMD, and others voices, what voices would you give them? I don't know. I've said it before, but I personally don't really want to give any of them voices just because, like, for me, once you give something a voice, that's like another characteristic that you can pin down about it and comprehend and understand to a degree. And for me, horror is all about the unknown, so whenever it comes to stuff like that, I usually just don't give them voices. So I wouldn't know. Why can't... Okay, there we go. And that... Although, wait, is it... Okay. It's hooked up proper. Do you ever intend to end your series? I do. In a couple episodes, we'll actually be coming up on the end. Okay, so this is spine, right? Yeah, spine 06. What sort of bone setup does it have? Hold on, because I know that there's always not bendy bones. It's not deform. Relations, bone collection, torso. Kind of just like refreshing myself on Rigify. Yeah, it's probably fine. It is what it is. Let's set this one. I can see through really quickly. There we go. Look at side view for that. Bring that down. And make sure we're selecting the face bone still. No snapping. Active element. Oh man, hold on. There we go. So that's all lined up properly now. Alright, now we just have to make this thing work and actually line up. So that's going to be fun to place all that. First of all, let's scale everything up. Oh, hold on. Medium. There we go. Start off with making sure this is at a proper scale. First of all, actually, let's see if the Rigify rig even handles what I've just given it. Upgrade... Base rig. How about just generate it? See what happens. What are you going to make after the series ends? New monsters and new animatronics? Probably new monster stuff. I don't know if I'm going to make too much related specifically to animatronic things. Just because for me personally, I feel like kind of reached the limit of what I can do with that. But I'm definitely going to make a lot of horror related stuff. So that should be exciting. Next project probably going to be something aquatic horror related. Just because I feel like there's a lack of that. Okay, so at the very least, the rig generates. So that's good. Now let's just make sure it's all placed properly. And I'm going to turn on symmetry, just so that that's less of a concern. Does that work? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. Oh no, hold on. Alright, these need to go down for sure. Bring these over. And they're currently outside of the body. That's not what we want. And that here. That down here. Alright. I think you should make a game or hire someone to make a game about your characters. It'd be really cool. I'd play it. I've heard that there's a couple people making fan projects with the characters, so maybe those end up going somewhere. Okay, let's... Did I mess up the alignment of this? Hold on, let's send this back to where it was at so I can kind of tell. Okay, there we go. Go. That's mostly right. Now we get to tweaking. Megla, if you made a Mackenzie's Learning Lodge movie, how well do you think it would do? Well, currently I don't think it would be like Iron Lung levels of success or anything, but I'd probably make a pretty decent little indie film out of it. Could be fun. Let's bring these back just a little bit. Okay. That's just about where I want those joints. So this up here, this here. Here and this here. Alright, cool. Hope you one day get 1 million subscribers. Me too, honestly. I would not be too sad if I got 1 million subscribers. It would be the dream. That here, rotate it. Okay. That goes there. That'll be about there. That's mostly lined up. Put that one there. And there we go. What's character 4 then? Again, I forgot. Mostly just for fun, but I'm gonna make an animation using it, so it should be pretty cool. So I get around to that. Well, I'm focusing most of my effort on Mackenzie's at the moment. So I imagine whenever I get around to making an animation with it, it'll probably be a little bit down the line. Now, time to look at the side profile. Yep, everything's messed up, so let's fix that. Cool. This could be a bit lower. Oh. Actually, this could probably go a little bit further that way, too. Making good progress, though. And of course, Rigify is going to do, like, most of the work for us, which you'll love to see. Really glad that I figured out, at least somewhat, how to use Rigify, because it saves so much time. That forward a bit. It's pretty much right on the knuckle, so I won't mess with that. Alright. Cool, I think that's pretty much the hand set. And then I'll just extrude out the back for tentacles. Alright, welcome Zaid Game. Do you think Mackenzie and Freddy would be friends, or would they attack each other? Hard to say, honestly. I'm not sure. Would definitely make for an interesting death battle episode, though. Extrude one all the way back here, and just subdivide it. I could actually probably subdivide it some more. About that size is good. That works. Gonna be a lot of minor bone tweaking. Alright, cool. It's funny how you mentioned Death Battle, because that's what popped up in my head as I was typing that. Yeah. Quite a fun Death Battle. I haven't watched many Death Battles lately. They still been making pretty decent stuff. Sure, let's symmetrize that. Okay, I guess let's not symmetrize that, because that would be dumb and stupid, apparently, according to Blender. What's this position at? Item. So that'd be on the X-axis? Okay, that's weird. Oh, it would be tail. Okay. Copy that. And make the tail that, but negative. There we go. Quirky. Why is that not mirrored? There we go. The roll's kind of off, which is annoying me. If I just set it to 0. There we go. All that's on 0. You'd love to see it. Make it 75 roll for that. Make that 150. Probably just make that one 0. Honestly, make all these 0. At least close to 0. There we go. Although maybe that'll mess up the Rigify. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna set those in particular back. I'm leaving the arms though. You ever thought about making an animation about dinosaurs or cryptids? In fact, I have. I thought about making some analog horror to do with dinosaurs, because honestly, if there were dinosaurs in the modern age, they would be pretty freaking scary. And cryptids for sure. Like I said, I'm probably gonna make a video out of this. Okay, now do we want to rig the spinies? Actually, yeah, let's add some pieces for the spine bits, just because I know that those are gonna be annoying rig-wise. I'll parent that one to this. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Just this one. Alt P, clear parent to this one. Same thing here. Alt P for that one. Oh, did my dog just hear the mailman? What are you barking at? I think they just heard the mailman. Control P. Keep offset. Swap back to just one for that. Alt P, clear parent. Control P, keep offset, and then this one should be fine. I don't see why it wouldn't be. That's gonna be P with the dinosaur. Wow, that's cool. Yeah. Megalophobia is the best horror if you think about it. I mean, like everybody's playing on everybody's phobias. Pretty much. Oh. Here we go. Alright, is this the head or is this more of the spine? It's more of the spine. Okay. Wait, I just realized, did I set up the head bone? Where did it go? Oh, okay, I didn't. So it's there. Control P, parent, keep offset. That didn't really... Control, parent, keep offset. Okay, it is parented. I just have to grab both of them for now. Okay. And if that causes errors later on down the road, I'll just figure that out. And this one, and we'll have to rotate it, I think. I don't know, actually. I haven't had to do that. You know what? Actually, no, because it was like that for the dog skeleton, which makes me think that it just goes straight up. Alright, what would a rig for this look like? Would it even work? Let's see. Before I spend God knows how long on the face part. Generate rig. Okay, no. Rigify spine 23 input to rig type must be chain of 3 or more bones. Incorrect armature type for chain rigs. Okay, which one is that causing an error for? Is this around 23? It said spine 23. Oh, okay, so these are meant to be chains. So I gotta change the type of bone that they are. Perchance in pose mode? Viewport display, no. Rigify type, okay. No. And let's actually just get rid of these for now. And redo them. How many bodies can you hide in Mackenzie's body? I mean, I guess it depends on the size of the body. Think about it. that one stayed behind. Alright, now we add a sample bone. We do basic. Hold on. Super copy. Basic super copy. There we go. Okay. And then put that up there. Put that there. Nice. And these should work better. When are you gonna make a video? I'll be talking a little bit about that at the end of the stream. It's got some updates. I don't think it'll be a super long stream today, just because like I'm frankly exhausted from last week. So it shouldn't be too long. We're pretty much just gonna get a basic rig set up and then call it there, I think. And I can do the rest of the work on this off stream. Control P, offset. Control P, keep offset. Control P and Control P. Alright. Did that fix it? Generate rig. Looks like it did. I'm a genius. Want to hear more about the situation, about how you lost your other models? Basically, my computer... I've come to the conclusion that my computer is currently just the motherboard's like dying, and I'm not getting any. Why is that in the way that that is? Well, the arms are working, but why is that? Is it because it's a spine? That might be why. I can't go back, going the other direction. Anyway, the gist of it is that my motherboard on this computer is dying. So the Ethernet's being very finicky and my Ethernet port just doesn't work. I've since fixed the issue by just getting a USB to Ethernet dongle. But at the time I was trying to diagnose everything and I was running a command line prompt for something and it wasn't explained clearly what it did. But apparently what it does is it just wipes one of your hard drives. Or maybe I put it in wrong, that's more likely. But at that point, it essentially wiped my hard drive with all my Blender stuff on it. So I lost all that progress. But, you know, not too long after that, I ended up just picking up everything and starting over. Favorite animal? Sharks. Okay, so let's figure out what we need to do about this tail, because it's not being recognized. Is there like a tail option? Under... Sample. Tail? Basic tail. Add sample. Okay, now I want to make sure that I know how this is gonna work on the final rig. So I'm gonna do this real quick. Set that there, because if this does what I think it does, I don't want to use this type of rig. But if it works out better than that, then I'll use this. Sorry about that. I mean, it ultimately ended up being a blessing in disguise, because I ended up making a lot cooler designs out the other end of it. The only one that I do kind of regret losing a lot more than most of the others is the old Wolfgang design, but that one's not entirely dead, because I ended up doing a remake of Wolfgang. So that was nice. But what's your direction with the Wendigo? Is he going to be a Springtrap or an Ennard? More of an Ennard, motif-wise. Motivation-wise, I think it's going to be different from most anything in FNAF. Then again, I haven't kept up with the lore in a while, so I don't know if their motivations have changed since I last checked in, but... okay. This, and this, and this. Subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. 3 subdivisions for these two. Alright, cool. That's good. A few micro adjustments. That looks better. Okay. And then now we can do little voice crack, and then do basic super copies, which is the mother of all basic bones. Basic super copy, add sample. Here. That there. That. Back. Whoa! Dogs are barking. I assume people are home. I'm gonna let them out. Hold on a second. Wonderful. Alright. Do you find this corrupted animatronic? I'm not sure that I know what you're talking about. Let's move that one back and move this one a little bit further up. So that's kind of like a whole tail. Okay. Move that there. Duplicate. And then have this one just be minus, oh, not the Y, minus the X. There we go. Set both of these to be parented by that. All right. Okay, dude, these are symmetrical. I don't know why it doesn't work symmetry-wise, but whatever. I'll do it manually. Easy. Juicy. There we go. Love how you turned a bad into a good tune by making the older Mackenzies like a relic and then turning her into a lost animatronic. Yeah. Gotta make lemonade. Out of lemons. Unless you're Cave Johnson, then you make combustible lemons and burn people's houses down. But Cave Johnson's Cave Johnson, so. Subdivide. GY. That's about right. Alright, cool. Those Mackenzies sell food. They sell pretty much everything. Not just pizza. See, that's what distinguishes it from Five Nights at Freddy's, alright? It's not just a pizzeria. It's a lodge, so you could probably get any number of things there. How many FNAF games have you played? I've played, I think, all of the mainline ones. Yeah. Yeah, I've played every single mainline FNAF game. Although my interest in the games kind of waned a little bit at... Let me actually look at the FNAF games in my library real quick. 5... Yeah, there we go. So there's Five Nights at Freddy's 1. That game was good. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Really good. Sequel. Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Banger, but it was kind of easy. Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Also a banger. Help Wanted was a banger. Help Wanted 2 was okay. Into the Pit was alright. Wasn't too much of anything, though. Secret of the Mimic was okay. Security Breach was iconic. I wouldn't say it was a good game, but it was an iconic one. Sister Location was good for one playthrough. And then was that all the games? Oh yeah, and then FNAF World is FNAF World. It's its own thing. But I've played all of those. Also love your videos. Appreciate it, Yadi. How do I pronounce that? Hold on. Yada Roselia. I probably butchered that, but you know what? We'll go with it. Okay, let's see if this works how I want it to. Oh, that's been tweaked. Like and subscribe? Hell yeah. Kenzie's Learning Lodge merch in that universe would be peak. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see how everything... Nope, don't edit. Pose. Okay, that works. Lovely. I mean, I'm assuming that the hands are pretty much fine. I don't know what would be a problem with them. Let's see how this works. There we go. That's about exactly what I would want that to do. That rotates on the X. What's that thing? Okay, hold on. It is a little annoying with the hips. I'm just going to move these up for now. I can always snap it back. It is a little annoying that the hips aren't also affecting the tail. Oh yeah, because it's a tail, so it wouldn't be affecting it. I can either fix it or live with it, and I think I'm just gonna live with it. Okay, and that would be the head control, and then would I be able to get rid of the ears, because I really don't want to use them for anything. I think worst case scenario, I can make them not deform and then just hide them, so I might not even need to do too much of anything there. Control Z, undo, 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 undo. There we go. Okay, so if I took these and I was just like, hey, these don't deform anything, ignore them. Bone, deform, alt, click, and then that makes, yeah, none of these deform now. So they're there, but they don't do anything. By the way, why do you make your profile picture a diver's helmet? That's just my vibe. I like aquatic horror. And I'm definitely gonna make something out of the whole Abyssal Wanderer character at some point. I just want to wrap up Mackenzie's Learning Lodge before I move on to any other projects, just because it takes up so much time. So let's get everything in like a somewhat right place. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take all of this, duplicate it, and then separate that into a separate thing, just so I have like a kind of key to work from, so I know what the general shape's supposed to be like. Okay. Alright, time to get setting up all these bones. I'm gonna hide this for now, and then it's that one. Okay. Get to work on it. Just making sure it's symmetrical. Yes, it is. Lovely. Let's grab eyes. Wonderful. Imagine that AG would mostly move using Antarctic Godzilla. Yeah, gotcha. Mostly move using its arms, but sometimes do it like a seal and bounce. Yeah, this is going to be an unwieldy creature on any kind of land it ends up finding and existing on. Okay. I think first I just need to select select this, that's all selected. Duplicate, separate, selection. Set order to geometry, snap cursor to selected. Get rid of the mirror modifier for it. And then how do I wait? Snap selection to cursor. There we go. And that's the solution for that. And it's symmetrized, so we're good there. And then I can just delete this so that we don't need it anymore. Then turn. Yeah, I won't turn it off, but I'll have to line up these eyelids somewhat. What corrupted animatronics eat? I mean, they're animatronics, so don't mean anything. Add sharp nails to the hands. Oh yeah, maybe we could do that. Yeah, I'll come back to that later. I'll tack them on. If I do end up going with that. I'm not gonna lie, how hard do you think it would be to make a game in a year using the models of your series? Well, considering I know nothing about game design, it would probably take the first year to even learn some of the basics. So, probably pretty hard, I would guess. Face. That there. That there. That would be like the corner. Yeah. There. It's not the best, but it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Grab these for the brows. He's got a big brow. There and that there. Okay, that's essentially where the brow's at. Scariest image that you created? Hard to say. I'm assuming that once this thing's done, it'll probably be a contender, considering, hold on, if we go to this, and we go to rendered view. Well, first of all, look at that. But then second of all, we get rid of the lights. We can make some spooky imagery out of that, I'd imagine. Bring back the color for now. Go back to this view. Alright. What are we doing? We're working on Antarctic Godzilla. Can say GTA, hell yeah. watched did a tutorial, was mostly easy for game design stuff. I mean, I don't doubt that I could learn it. It's just one of those things where it's like I don't have anywhere near as much free time as I used to, so it would mostly just be hard to find the time more than anything else. This over here. Let's hide the hair for now. And this up here. There. That there. Cool. God, I love how much easier snapping modes make things. Okay. And this can go, not that. This can go here. Oh. Don't know why that freaked out for a minute, but okay. Okay, and that's meant to kind of be the jawline. So that's going to terminate there. That'll be the corner of the lip, which means that probably goes about there. That's gonna go there. Oh god. This is where it gets a little convoluted because it's not exactly a dog face. Just this. Alright. I'm gonna have to work something out for this because it's a little finicky. Russian movie Hoppers, I don't know that I have. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting for the nose. Oh. Let me do this from the side. There. I have to do a lot of adjusting of the nose because there is no nose. So that does make it a little bit more interesting to rig. Okay, I'm gonna go to the side for that. There. Wonderful. That's like the bottom of the jaw. That can go about there. And then what is this bone called? Tongue? Okay, we don't really have one of them. Teeth. B. Okay. We can just go to all the tongue ones and make them not deform. Teeth B is bottom teeth, and that's about right place for that. And this is top teeth. I'd place that a little bit higher. There we go. Okay. Well, actually, I guess we wouldn't set this to not deform. Okay, yeah, hold on. I'm gonna bring the deform back for these. I got it wrong. And And we would change it once it generates the rig. What happened to the teeth looks destroyed. I mean, this thing's probably thousands of years old. I do not imagine it would have good dental hygiene. Alright, and then that's... Honestly, that looks like it's everything set up. Yeah, I mean, we might as well give it a go. Generate rig. Where's the funny button to do that? Generate rig. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Okay. In front, we'll hide the meta rig for now. Go into pose mode. No, edit mode. There we go. This one, these two. We don't really need the tongue. What's this? That's the teeth. That's the tongue master. Don't need that to do anything. Deforms off for them already. Okay, well, I'll just make sure. Alright. And then we just go to this, and then, oh, and then we go to that, and then Control P with automatic weights. See what it does. It's probably going to be busted and broken and not at all what I want it to be, but you know, we'll see. What type of animals the Cryptid animatronic you're creating? Looks like a cat. Well, this isn't an animatronic, it's a cryptid. And it's based on the concept for a real cryptid. I mean, again, none of them are real, but a real life account of a cryptid called Antarctic Godzilla. Okay, so that's set up, obviously not for the teeth and the eyes, but we'll come back to that in a bit if this works. Alright, that mostly does what I want. It's a little wonky, I won't lie, but that's okay. We can adjust as needed. Is the head deformed proper? Mostly. It'll just mostly look down. It's okay. Also, wait, hold on. Can I go to the armature and put that before geometry nodes? Also, we don't want collision. I don't know why that's in here. Just get rid of that. There we go. Okay, now... There we go. Now the barnacles deform with it. That's good. Although they're like blinking in and out of reality, which I don't much care for. Maybe I need to not use Placin discs. Hold on. One little trip over to the geometry nodes editor. There we go. And we're just random. Let me see what happens there. Does that cause problems when bending? Oh, yep, never mind. It still does. Okay, well then, in that case, undo it, and I'll figure that that's a problem for future me. Right now, I just want to see if everything works how it should. Okay, why are the rest of those not set up? It's a little bit worrying. I'll go mess with those in a bit. Let's see how this deforms. I mean, tail's essentially flawless. No notes. Rotate on X, rotate on Y. That doesn't work. Why does it not work? Why wouldn't that work? It should be able to rotate on any axis. Okay, that's a problem for me to figure out. Do the hands work at least? I think the hands are probably going to be... Here, let's hide this so we can see what's happening. They stand to be a little further down for the socket, I think. Does fingers work? Yep, those work. Does thumb work? Yep, thumb works. Alright, and then teeth hopefully don't change anything. Yep, they're not supposed to. Alright, let's see what these facial morphs do. Probably not going to use them much anyway, just because the face shape's kind of hollow and sunken in on its own. At least the brows do something, which is nice. Potter, what are you coughing about? My dog's making that noise like whenever they eat too much spaghetti or something. Mostly deforms right. I think I want... Okay, so major problem areas. Jaw is a little crazy. Does a little more than what we want. Like that doesn't look right at all. G Alt R. The barnacles snap in and out of reality for some reason. So that's gonna be a headache to fix. And then we want the arm joints a little bit lower down than they currently are. That can be fixed pretty easily though. Alright, let's go and get rid of, well, I'm just gonna undo it because I don't want to have any of these weights, but I also don't want to delete any weights I might have accidentally made. Or not accidentally, but intentionally made. Get rid of these. Oh, wait, no. We're going too far back now. Just want to get rid of that. There we go. Alright, back to the drawing board. Wait, how do you move joints in Blender? I got Blender, but then I didn't know how to move them, so I quit. So, basically, there's a couple different modes in Blender. There's edit mode, which is just you grab stuff and edit where it's gonna... This is basically what its resting position is gonna be. And you swap over to edit mode by selecting the skeleton and then going over to edit mode. And that lets you edit the base position, basically, that it's gonna work from. And then you have pose mode, and that lets you pose everything. So this is what you're gonna use if everything's already set up and you want to like move it manually. And you just click on it and press G if you want to move it, or R if you want to rotate it. And then if you want to reset anything, like let's say that we set this way out and mess it all up super wrong, all you have to do is just select the bones you want to set back, and you press Alt G, Alt R, and then Alt S in case the scale was off. So you press Alt S and that would reset it. And that's the basics of posing. You can pretty much do any character posing or modeling, or not modeling, but any posing that you want from there. And just insert a couple keyframes and boom, you got animation. Let's move these up. Move these there, move this back. Alright, there we go. How do you move fingers? It's the same thing. Yeah, pretty much any bone that can be moved is moved that way. The only thing that I will say is once you get a little more advanced, there'll be things called bone constraints, which I'm not setting them up manually right now. I'm using Rigify, which does it for you. But I'll demonstrate what it does, because the other major bone type that you'll end up using is inverse kinematics as opposed to full kinematics. So an example of full kinematics would be this tail. Oh, well, maybe not this tail, but like this torso. Well, it's also acting finicky. But basically, if I move this one bone, it also moves this bone behind it because it's just working like a chain. But everything kind of works stiffly. So it's like one thing affects everything in front of it, that sort of thing. But inverse kinematics would mean, like, if I were to grab this hand, it's really useful for hands and feet. Inverse kinematics lets you just grab one part of it and then move it, and everything behind it corrects to follow it. So, like, these blue orbs are where the forearm, the elbow, and the bicep would be. And so if I just move the hand, all of those will correct to follow it, essentially. And that's inverse kinematics. And they're really helpful for, like, arms and legs and stuff. So those are really the two main things that you're going to be using. There's more advanced things, but at that point it's like, you know, you kind of just got to experiment and see how they work for yourself. Okay. So these didn't show up. The question is why. I think maybe it's probably because I have two of them. If I delete these two, just make it a single bone. It's like a spinal column anyway, so it's not supposed to be too crazy. Okay. And then I could add buffer bones here so it doesn't like deform the entire back. But honestly, I'm just adding these for structural support anyway. So I'm not too concerned about it. Let's generate rig again and see what it does. See what we're cooking with this time around. Control P. Nope, that's the wrong one. This, no. This, no, this. There we go. Third time's the charm. This one, Control P, automatic weights. Let's see how it decides it should work. Definitely taking its time. I pray that I did not break it. For the Cryptids, this first one that we're working on is Antarctic Godzilla. Okay. Nope, not texture. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't want to do that. Object. Pose mode. Okay, why are these bones not generating? Okay, let's see if... Yeah, the arms are at least kind of doing what I want them to do. Oh yeah, the arms are essentially perfect at this point. So let's say I wanted to, like, move them out this way. Yeah, there we go. Full range of motion there, and the joints just right. The arms are stretchy, which I don't want right now, but I can change that setting later. Okay, the arms are working. I didn't do anything to fix the mouth, did I? No, mouse still does what it does. Okay, we're making progress. I'm gonna give it another like 30 minutes of banging my head against the wall to try and fix it all before I call it a day on this, but we've made pretty good progress so far. I'll be back. I have to go research something. Alright, you go do that. Okay, there we go. So why are you spinal columns not generating things? I guess let's just... Oh, is it because I'm duplicating them and not generating it? Man... I swear, sometimes I love Rigify, but it does make my life a little bit of a living hell sometimes. I was fixing a Lego set, that's fair. Why can't you glue the teeth to the mouth? I can, I'm just waiting to do that step until after I get everything else around it figured out, because I don't want to, like, you know, fix the teeth and then it's like, well... It doesn't matter because the rig's wrong, so I have to place everything differently anyway. You know. Okay, let's actually, because everything's already on the front. So let's... I think that might actually be our issue, is everything's on the front, it's not in it. So let's move that in. No. Actually, wait, can I just select all of this and then not that? Hold on. Don't want the hands. And then just Alt S? No, just S. A little bit. Turn off mirror. 1, 2. Is anything else there? No. Okay. Bring these down. Nope. 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 Stop. Okay. No. No. God, everything's finicky. I did do that. Okay. GY. Yes. GX. Cool. What did I miss? A lot of bone placement and wonky setups that we're fixing right now. Other than that, not much. Let's get this nice and proper. Okay, GY, there we go. Okay, now, well, hold on, the eyes are still not quite there. Well, these are honestly probably too far in. No, GY. Nope. GZ. Yep, GZ. Lovely. Okay. Let's see how much of a difference that ends up making. Why is there cat ears? Well, it has ears because Rigify is annoying. The thing is, I could probably get rid of them, but I have to like go back to the start since I'm kind of Frankensteining it. Rigify rigs are weird in that if you delete something and it expects to find that thing, it will not generate a rig ever, and you're just kind of, you know, basically a little screwed unless you manually fix it yourself. Wait, what? No, the other way around. There we go. I almost started it the wrong way. Automatic weights on that. Give it a second to hopefully not crash. Really praying hard now that it doesn't crash. Okay, well, oh, there we go. Finally. Select that, see what that does. I just did what Wolfgang did to himself after the Raven died to my Lego set. Damn. That's crazy. out here ripping heads off. Oh yeah, how does this deform with none of them? Well, it deforms wrongly. I'll say that much for free. It also kind of deforms wrongly in general, but I can fix most of that myself anyway, so that's not too much of a concern. And that kind of makes it go into the body, which honestly is not too much of a problem because it is spinal columns. They kind of would do that a little bit. But I do have to correct some of the other weight painting. Like, that shouldn't happen. But yeah, alright, so how does the face rig fare now? I think it's better, but it's still not good. Why is it doing that? Oh god. Why would the nose ever do this? It's just, this is just wrong. It's just not supposed to do this. I haven't even done anything to do it. It has just a cleft palate now for no reason. How do we fix this? Oh god. See, this is the nightmare that is Rigify sometimes. His wings were breaking and his head was in the way, so I had to rip it off. As punishment for him breaking his wings, I took off his head, hands and feet. Damn. Adding eyebrows to Antarctic Godzilla might be a good idea. I mean, for uncanniness, I don't think it would work too well. Holy howdy, I love rigs so much. Okay, well, let's undo all this really quickly. I don't know why the nose would be wrong now, but we're gonna have to figure it out. Oh, didn't want to do that. Maybe we just have to pretend like there's a nose there and add the peak anyway. Couldn't hurt. Well, I mean, it could, but hopefully it doesn't. So I'll put that like that. Leave that there for now. Okay, so am I doing this wrong or something? Jaw, chin, chin one. Okay, so maybe we move this way out here. Hold on. Let me set this all the way out there. Move this here and there and everywhere. Move that there. Move that here. I can see if we're on the right track. Generate rig. It's now back to normal. Yeah, we've mostly fixed the nose issue. Hopefully we can do even better, but who's to say? Rigify will do what Rigify will do, and that is to say incomprehensible garbage. Sometimes. Or work perfectly for no reason. Where'd the seaweed go? I have it hidden for now, just so that it's not in the way of the whole rigging process. Just make things a little bit easier. Give it some time to set up. And that's honestly even worse. I don't know how that's possible. Nope, not that. Oh, There we go. Alright, well, we'll check back in on the nose in a second. Is the jaw at least working better? It's somewhat better. Let's make this in front. Alright, how does that end up working? Okay. Interesting. Maybe it's being overcomplicated. Because we don't exactly need crazy facial expressions. So maybe there's like a simpler face rig that we could be using. Tail's still fine, right? Nothing wrong with that. Yep, that still works. The barnacles are going to be their own problem for later. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do to get it to not be dumb like that. I think actually, is this supposed to be the nose tip? It is. Okay, hold on. This changes things. Nose 1, nose 2. Let's unhide the other wolf rig, see what we're looking at for nose. Okay, so this is nose 7, nose 6, nose 5. So nose 5 is supposed to be about there, which it is. Nose 6. Do I have it like backwards? So at the tip, the base of nose 7 is supposed to be there, and 9 is supposed to be at where the lips are. So let's see if I have that correct. Because I don't think I do, if I'm being honest. This is nose 4. Okay, how did nose 4 get there? Oh, wait. Okay. Because sequentially this is wrong. I don't know how it happened, but these ended up in the wrong positions. So let's take a look at this. It's 1, 2, and at the end of 2 is where that goes. So 1, 2. Then we're gonna turn on snapping. Put that there. And then this, like, there, I guess. Alright, and then 1, 2, 3. We're supposed to connect into the upper lip, which they do. I'll move these here for now. Alright, now, if I did it correctly, hopefully this fixes our nose issue. I don't know how it ended up on the bottom bit, but I guess I just did it wrong somehow. You know it doesn't have legs, it has a tail? Yup! It's a design choice. Okay, and then grab this, grab that, parent with automatic weights. I'm just praying that once this little blue loading wheel stops spinning, there's not an entirely messed up nose behind it. Beautiful. Look at that. Couldn't be a better nose if I asked for one. Okay, well, we don't want to make him sniff. Look at that. He's sniffing for cheese. Does he smell something rancid? What's this say? Big sneef. Alright, well that works about how I'd want it to, which is to say I'm not going to touch those bones ever again, so it doesn't matter to me. And then the jaw. Just wondering why it's so floppy. It doesn't translate in my brain. Okay. Let's... Hold on. I want to make these their own object. Or, well, tied to the correct objects, at least. Grab these, all these bottom teeth. Okay, is that everything? Yep, separate, selection. Join these, or wait, does that mess thing? Ooh. Does that mess things up shading-wise? Doesn't really look like it. Yeah, okay. There we go. And join. There we go. And then let's bring up... Where's the rig? There we go. So it's this one. So rig, nope. Control parent with empty groups. Control parent with empty groups. And then let's go to these. Nope. What is it? What is the bone called again? Oh god. No. Where's the bone? Okay, let's exit that mode. Teeth. It's literally called teeth. Why is it not doing what I tell it to do then? Teeth. What is wrong with it? Wait, I have an idea. So does it have any groups? No. Control parent. I don't want empty groups. How do I parent these? Okay, wait, hold on. Constraints, child of, rig, teeth B, set inverse, child of, rig, teeth T, set inverse. This is a very cursed way to do this, but you know what, if it works, it works. I'm not complaining too much. Okay, so that is a problem. It's really just this jaw that I want to work, and it's not really working. So you know what, we're gonna manually weight paint. I think we've gotten as much value out of automatic stuff as we can. Let's go to, what's the deformer thing called? Jaw master. Weight paint. I'm gonna pose him. Rotate on the X, down this way. Go to vertex groups and go to weight paint. And then jaw. if I just made it all this? Oh, hold on. It should be mirroring. It's not. I don't know why. It's fine. I'll just manually do it. Undo all that, because there's a thing that should be working and it's not. Tool. Auto normalize. Yes, that's what we want to see. Nope. Undo the chest. There we go. I'll smooth out the transition. No. Okay. And that mostly works. Let's set weight to 0 here. Never mind. Okay. It's looking pretty good. Not half bad. Alright. Everything kind of works now. I don't know what's going on with the top bit. I think I accidentally disassembled my Lego set. Damn. That's a tragedy. Okay, why is there a tooth there? You know what? I'll come back to that later. I don't have the wherewithal to figure that out right now. Hold on. Lip. Okay. So what is going on here? Interesting. Nope, that doesn't do that. So I'm just causing these deformations. I'm back and I already finished it. Hell yeah. Nobody's gonna be safe once I figure out what is causing this to act dumb in the way that it's acting. Yeah, I don't know. My brain is not functioning as well as I'd want it to figure this out. How far is its jaw gonna open anyway? Let's figure out the maximum that I want to push it to. Probably about this. Does this look fine? How does it look in rendered view? Yeah, I mean, it ain't bad. I don't know what's up with this tooth, though. We're gonna nuke that from existence, but... yeah, I mean, this looks alright. The lips would probably deform around the teeth anyway, so I don't have too much of a concern about it. Yeah, I mean, it looks about right. Alright. How long have we been going now? We've been going about an hour and a half. Alright. Probably gonna call it there, and I'll do touch-up work off stream, because I know it's not exactly the most interesting stream content, but I have an announcement to make for the few people that decided to stick around to the very end. for the next Mackenzie video that's going to be coming out, I would keep an eye out on the timeline for tomorrow. Alright, so just make sure you have that bell rung, alright? All 2 of you that are here currently, keep the bell rung, because there's going to be something coming out tomorrow, alright? It's going to be pretty cool, pretty awesome. It's going to be the short video I was talking about. But other than that, that's all I got. So I'll see you gamers next Saturday at 2:30. I'm not sure what we'll be doing. We probably won't be doing this. We're probably going to be doing something more chill. Probably some horror gaming. I've been thinking about playing through the Resident Evil games, because there's a couple of them that I just haven't touched, or that I've started and haven't beaten, so that could be fun. Probably gonna do Resident Evil, just to have something to chill with, but other than that, appreciate you guys coming out to stream, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!